Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Hidden Agenda, now coming to you live from Fresh Radio Studios in Melbourne. I'm Thanasi.
I am Tony.
And we've got a new show for you today. I'm going to have Tony explain to you roughly what this is about, and then we're going to get right into it.
The conceit of the show basically is we have some topics making up an agenda, but I haven't shown what I'm saying to Thanasi, and he hasn't shown what he's saying to me. Thus, the agenda is hidden.
Exactly, yeah. We have no idea what the topics are. We don't know what anybody's going to say, so we're going to get right into it.
Yes.
And we're going to start with the first topic. Now, Tony, in your life, I'm sure, going through all the various wacky and wonderful things that you do.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No
I
idea,
have an unwacky, very sensible life.
Really straightforward
Yes.
life. I'm sure you've encountered lots of really terrible design, right?
Yes.
Design where you look at something and you go, who on earth put this together and went, yes?
Can I just, I just want to forestall you with my favourite, I think, one leaps to my mind.
Yeah.
My dad had a book of badly designed cars. And the and the worst one was this it was a hybrid car and boat. And the description simply said, despite claims that the engine was waterproof, it was not. And I thought, that has to be the worst design I have ever seen for anything ever, because there's no function on that.
But what about in your personal life? So for me, I've actually got a few examples. So there's this, and this is going to sound really boring to begin with, but stay with me. There's a sink at work.
I'm off.
Okay, you're off?
Yeah.
All right, see you later, mate. I'm going to go too, actually, if you don't mind.
There's a sink at work.
There's a sink at work, and I swear to you, the tap actually extends out to within about, I want to say, half an inch of the front lip of the sink.
Right.
So if you turn the tap on more than 20% flow, it just flies over the edge of the sink, or lands on the bench, and just water goes everywhere.
Right.
Even worse than that, this particular sink is in a bathroom. So that water ends up.
That's a sadistic bathroom design.
That water ends up on the crotchal region.
The crotchal region, unless you want a steady, tiny trickle.
Yeah, exactly. And so this had two interesting effects for me. You know, for example, that I'm very much against bathroom conversation. Okay. Listeners, if you go back and listen to some of our episodes on our feeds, you will find this out too. But just so you know, this is the case.
Yes.
However, I was prepared to have a conversation about the terrible design of this sink with a colleague of mine in the bathroom, because of course it covered me in water.
And were you having this conversation with a wet crotch at the time?
I was.
Right.
I was. It was uncomfortable, but it was salvaged by the fact that I had something to be angry about.
Right.
And further than that, not only is the tap bad, but the hot and cold is backwards as well. So it's just the whole thing is just a disaster of design.
Yeah.
But somebody put that thing together and went, yep. This is good. I've done a great job here. Whoever's going to come and use this is going to have an excellent experience. I'm leaving.
You don't know that they're proud of that bathroom. They might have just gone, slap that all together, boom, done, Yeah. You can't assume pride.
Well, I mean, maybe not. But look, somebody had to go, at the very least, somebody had to be like, this is acceptable. This is usable in its current state, right? In its
it
current
meets the
form.
minimum criteria.
Exactly. Water will come out if you fiddle with the knobs.
I mean, who can honestly say of any bathroom that if you don't turn the tap on too hard, water doesn't go everywhere?
That's true.
It's just now his definition, the designer's definition of too hard is just slightly lower.
Well, he shifted the threshold from 80% to 20%.
Yeah. But
that's not. I can't.
That's just semantics.
You can't eyeball 20%. If you just kind of go, yeah, whatever, you'll get 50, 60%. You're not getting 10 or 20 though. You have to be real delicate.
Right.
You're not being delicate in the bathroom because you want to get out as quick as possible.
Is this a problem? Is there someone in this office who wets themselves a lot and said, we need a bathroom that gives me plausible deniability?
Yeah. So everybody's walking around with wet crotches?
And he's got a real wet crotch and he's like, well, that's fine. Nobody knows
the difference. I mean, maybe. Another good example is, you use those, and this is another bathroom bad design, the trough, right, for lack of a better word.
Yes.
But I saw
it is a bad word. Trough is something that you eat out of.
What is it? The large urinal.
The guttering?
What? You know the thing?
Yeah.
That goes against the guttering?
It's like a gutter. Water collects in it and gets drained out?
Oh, I guess so. Anyway, that thing.
Yeah.
I encountered one. So normally they're all the way to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
This particular one had about a 3-foot ledge coming up from the ground. That in and of itself isn't a problem, but that ledge was also a foot wide, right?
Right.
So you had to launch over a foot of tiles to get to the wall
Why
to
can't
actually
you just
use
stand
it.
on the tiles?
No, well, what are you going to... I guess so, but maybe it was higher than that. Like, it was up to my knees.
Right.
The ledge...
It's just to stop the urine from escaping.
I don't know, but all I know is that I had to fire a stream over a foot of tiles.
What happens
And that
if you-
seemed like terrible design.
What happened towards the end of that?
Well, it was look, I don't want to go into the gritty, the gruesome details, but it wasn't entirely without not disaster, but
Right.
incident. It wasn't entirely without incident.
Oh. Yeah, this is a oddly... I mean, this almost sounds like something that could have been written in Alice in Wonderland, like a modern Alice in Wonderland. The taps all wet your crotch, and you have to jump over a hurdle to get to the urinal. What is this magical...
Walk over the hot coals.
Weird place that this is. Who knows?
Yeah, no. And it was just like, and that's always been, for me, that's always just been, whenever I encounter bad design like that, it's just the most confusing thing.
Right.
And almost, I don't know, does it make me, I guess it's not angry as such, but it's just kind of like, I can't believe somebody subjected me to this. You know, that's the feeling. I can't believe somebody thought it was okay to make me go through whatever pain I'm going through right now to use this base. We've been making taps and sinks for 300 years. We know how to do them right.
Yeah. I don't know. It's funny that you say that the nozzle came too far out.
Too far out.
Normally it's the other way around.
Where you have to stick your hands all the way to the back.
Or the nozzle is too low.
Too low.
And you're like filling up anything, you have to tip out half of what you've filled up in order to unhook it from where the nozzle is.
Well, I mean, if you were trying to fill something up in this, it would be absolutely impossible because it goes so close to the edge. You'd have to go in from behind it and kind of lever it in. It would just be impossible.
Right. Bad design.
Yeah.
We had a fridge once that froze all food. That was kind of bad design.
Are you sure the fridge wasn't just broken?
It probably was.
That sounds like a broken fridge rather than a badly designed one.
My ex-housemate just would not accept that this was a problem with the fridge.
No, the fridge is fine.
The fridge is fine. We all moved into a much smaller fridge that someone else had.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, fair enough. Look, I honestly don't have much else to say to that. I just wanted to call out the fact that there's still so much bad design for simple things. Simple things.
So basically, design better is what you're saying.
Design better for the sake of my ease of use.
Right.
I don't want to have to be walking around with a wet crotch because you can't be bothered chopping an inch off the pipe on the tap in the bathroom.
Speaking of bad designs, I remember walking into, there was a new shopping centre. It was just like a little, suburb shopping. It wasn't some massive thing. It was just 6 shops or whatever.
Yeah.
And it had the bathrooms, and you went in, and it had these units that were hand towel and hot air dispensers in one. Mm-hmm. And the management had left a note that said, due to hygiene issues, this dispenser will not be dispensing hand towels. And someone had written underneath the manager's note, then why did you order these units?
I mean, it's a valid point.
It's a very
good
valid point. Yeah,
But maybe it did dispense hand towels at some point, though. And they just decided that because people are pigs with hand towels in, and this is a problem that I've got, right? Mm. Is that I hate the hand dryer because I hate those things that blow hot air.
The Dyson?
Yeah, I hate them.
No.
I hate them. No, because in my head that's just blowing sort of poo all over the room. I don't know.
Blowing poo? What are you talking about?
Nobody's clean.
The hands are washed. They're
Nobody
clean.
washes their hands properly.
Well, no, you can't.
You come out of the bathroom, you do the cursory little turn the tap on and off so that the people in there at least think you wash your hands, and you just blow poo all over the room in the Dyson thing.
So you rather that these people have the poo on their hands? I can't. This is episode 1 of Radio Fresh, and this is what we're talking about.
This is our show, Tony. Yeah. All right? This is our show.
Okay.
But if you got the paper, you use the paper, you put it in the bin, it's contained.
I like the Dyson.
We're never going to agree on this.
No.
I think, this particular point has come up before between us, but yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
well,
that's it.
Here.
Here.
The second topic, it kind of fits in, actually, with your discussion of bad design. I was recently shown a website that shames other websites for having bad password rules.
Yeah.
No one can seem to agree what a password is meant to have.
Sure.
But some are worse than others.
Sure.
You know, some that's like, you can't have 4 of the same character in a row. Oh, great. That was my password I used for every website. Now I need to come up with a new password just for your website.
A slight variant.
That I'm going to forget and then just use the password forgot feature every time.
Yeah.
But there was one that stood out to me. It was Pizza Hut.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if this was the American Pizza Hut or the Australian. I don't know. But they had a strange rule where you enter in a password and it would just tell you after you've entered, oh no, you can't use the hash symbol. Or then you try again. Oh no, you can't use the @
So hang
symbol.
on, you would type in your password, submit the form,
Yes.
and then it would come back and say you can't have
So
that password.
basically, yeah, the rules, like the agenda on the show, were hidden. You didn't know what it was. What was
Pizza Hut
acceptable.
sitting there going like, look, you need a password. We're not going to tell you what the password needs to look like. Figure it out.
Yeah. And that was put up there as being a dumb password rule.
That's pretty dumb.
But I thought, to me, that's not the actual problem.
No.
The real problem is you're giving away personal details to someone who makes pizza, which is really just heated bread on toast. And we're giving away our, address, phone number, email address, name, birth date, whatever. Why do they need this information and why do we give it to them?
Well, they have to know everything about us to make our perfect fancy toast,
they don't. That's all really... Like, to me, it's... That to me is something that could be stateless.
100%. Yeah.
I give you the information you need for the current pizza you are making.
Exactly. I live here.
Yeah.
Here's my phone number in case the driver falls off his bike. This is the pizza I want. You don't need to know anything else about me.
No.
You don't even need my real name. I'm Bob, as far as you're concerned.
Yeah.
Right? Unless I'm giving you a credit card to pay with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, if you give us a password, then you won't have to type your credit number every time.
My web browser does that for me, thank you.
I'd rather just type in the credit card number every time.
But again, your web browser will just deal with that for you. But it's insane. And actually, this is everything needs an account now.
I know.
Everything, even things that have no possible purpose. They don't need any information about you. Like with Pizza Hut, you could argue that the purpose of making an account is so you can save your details, so you could just log in and do the same thing.
That is a flimsy argument.
It's really thin. That's super dubious.
My
right?
pizza needs to be so convenient.
Yeah,
that
I need to be able to go onto Pizza Hut and click log in and reorder and not have to think.
Yes.
Sure, but some people are like that. Well, yeah, some people... there was a point in time where people used to hire people to carry them around in little boxes, right? Because they couldn't be bothered walking. And that was 600 years ago.
But the king in that instance wasn't giving his personal details out to the people carrying the boxes around.
Well, true.
They weren't going, Your Highness, you want to get in the box? Can we know when you were born and what your star sign is? Or...
I'm making the argument of excessive convenience.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is, yeah. But no, other things are just not. It's just everything. Everything needs an account, everything whatsoever. And it's just so they can track you, right? The purpose is that they just need to scrape your information off your Facebook, your Google, whatever, to sell it for ads. That's why they do it. We all know that's why they do it. But they're making their thing more inconvenient.
Well...
They're attaching a thin veneer of convenience onto it, but actually overall making it far less convenient.
We talked about, if you go through our podcast archives, listeners, we talked about once the idea that the most secret thing in the world is the people who make secret sources.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone who has a secret source, that stuff is not getting...
Nah.
Whereas my bank account has been broken into 5 times.
Yeah.
No one knows what the Big Mac secret sauce is. No one knows what the secret herbs and spices are. And to me, I'd almost rather, if I had to say sign up to KFC, I would rather give my details to the division in control of keeping the secret herbs safe than the people whose job it is.
Those guys know how to keep a secret.
Yeah. If I could do my banking with the people who keep the secret herbs and spices safe, I would. they haven't had 5 breaches of an account with no money in it.
Banks can't hold a secret worth anything.
No.
Yeah.
If Westpac had a secret source, that would be exposed within minutes.
Well, why don't we do that? We'll start a bank, but just before we open up the facility for people to make accounts with us and save their money, we're just going to hang on. We're just going to market a secret source so you guys know you can trust us.
Or maybe is there people are using blockchain and cryptocurrencies. What if we could sort of do that, but sort of funnel the money into Source somehow? So you give me $100, I go and buy some Big Mac's Source, and then no one knows what that is, and I don't know. I haven't thought this through. But,
I was going to say you started somewhere, but I knew from probably the third or fourth word that came out of your mouth that was going nowhere.
I'm just saying, or maybe, all right, we take. Well, okay, KFC could surely use the secret herbs and spices as an initial vector to cryptographically sign something, and boom, that shit is now uncrackable.
The 11 secret herbs and spices blockchain.
Yes. Boom. No one can get into that. That is airtight.
Yeah, impenetrable.
But I don't know. Yeah, we're just too casual with handing out passwords to companies that really
don't need them.
Yeah,
just straight up don't need them.
Hey, you've bought this makeup thing. Do you want us to have your birth date so we can tell you when? No. Why?
Well, if you think about it, nothing actually needs an account, really. I don't think so.
Well,
banking,
I understand.
Yeah, okay, a bank, a social media, something like that. But even on Amazon, I don't need an account. I can just have a checkout basket and just give them my address at the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do they let you do that?
No. Impossible.
No,
because they need to know everything about me.
Yes.
They need to store my address. They need to store my name.
That's what we need is more stateless services.
Stateless services and web applications.
Yes.
Yeah, because I can't be bothered making accounts. And I've forgotten well, here's the thing, because I have a rule with my passwords, right? Anything that's important gets a unique password. And because it's only 5 or 6 of them, I remember them. Everything else has all the exact same password. And people will tell you, particularly security people will tell you, oh, no, what are you doing? People are going to break into your accounts. Yeah, go ahead. Break into my account on the Mercedes-Benz forum that I last logged into in 2010. Go nuts. Don't need that account. Log into my account on, some other stuff. It's just, I don't care about that. But the point is that it's always just like the worst one is when you're looking for a fix to a software problem generally, and you'll find a forum post made 10 years ago on some forum that has the entire description of the problem and the solution, and you can see the thing, and there's an attachment that contains a script to fix it. You click the attachment, you need an account to download the attachment. Yes. You can see all the rest of it without one, but you need an account to download the attachment. That always just like, I'd rather not fix the problem than create an account.
You've talked yourself out of solving a problem.
I came to you to help me fix my problem. You couldn't even do that for me. Yes.
Well, that's all I have to say.
Probably about it.
Yep.
No worries. Here.
Here.
How are we going for time? No, we're doing all right. Rather alarmingly, this monitor in front of me has gone dead. But anyway.
We're still on the air.
Yeah,
right?
no, we're still on.
Yeah.
It's back. No, it's all right. They can hear us struggling and crying and wondering what's going on around here.
My watch party is stopped.
It's all right.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. The next topic.
Item number 3.
I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we were talking about the weather, which is generally the kind of conversation you have with people that specifically aren't your friends, right? It's true. But it occurred to us, that there's often a percentage of probability of rain, right? If there's a possibility it'll rain that day, they'll generally attach there's a 50% chance of rain, there's a 70% or 5% chance of rain, something like that.
Right.
And we were sort of talking, and then it occurred to us that, well, you could just say there's a 50% chance of rain every day forever, and you'd never be wrong.
No, no.
No?
No.
Oh, well, I'm interested to hear why you don't think so.
That's kind of like saying there's a 50% chance that every person you meet will be either taller than 6'5" or shorter. That's not correct.
Well, no, but the thing is when someone says to you, okay, you told me that half the people I'm going to meet are more than 6'5", right? Yeah. And I met someone yesterday who was 5'7". When you're going to say, well, I didn't say it was 100%. right?
No, but you're not going to meet. Not half of the people you meet are not going to be over 6'5". That's very tall.
You don't know that. Also, height's a bad one because, a lot of people aren't going to be over 6'5". But rain is a crapshoot, right? You don't know whether it's going to rain or not.
It's measurable, just like height.
On. Meteorologists don't know what they're doing.
You don't know how tall that baby's going to be, but you have ideas. You have measurements.
You telling me you honestly believe that meteorologists know what they're doing?
I believe they have more than just rolling the dice and going...
Not much.
No?
I don't think so. It doesn't feel like it sometimes. It seems that half the time they say 5% it rains and they say 90% and it doesn't.
I don't know. I don't really pay attention to the weather app. I just walk outside and go, I've made a poor choice.
That's an interesting thing for someone who walks to work.
Well, literally, because I live near a tram stop, so I walk outside and I go, I am not dealing with this, and then I just hop on a tram.
Yeah, true. But the other thought that occurred to me is imagine if they just said something like, they just put 5% chance of rain and just forever, right?
Yeah, but that to me is like saying more than 6'5".
Yeah. But think about how depressing that would be. See if you can get onto my thought process here. But my thinking for that was, so you've done a load of laundry, and it's ready to be hung out to dry just before you go to work,
right?
And it looks like a nice day outside. Yeah. And you check the weather app, 5% chance of rain.
5%?
5% chance of rain. Do you put the clothes out?
Why do I check the app? Because I know that it's 5% because it's been that way forever.
Okay, fine. Yeah, look, I didn't come here for you to shoot me down with semantics here. The point is that, all right, let's say it varies. You check it today and it says 5%. Let's not even play with the scenario of it's 5% forever. Let's say on this particular day it's 5%.
Right.
And then we'll move on to that scenario.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Do you put the clothes out?
Yes.
Okay, cool. You go to work, the clothes get rained on.
Well,
kind of thing.
The other 19 times I did it, they weren't rained on.
The thing is, though, nice, 1 in 20. The thing is, though, the whole time you're at work, until the point where it does rain, you're thinking, man, I hope it doesn't rain. It's not a huge amount of stress. It's not a huge amount of stress for 1 or 2 or 3 days. Imagine, though, if you've been doing this for 40 years. Every day you put your clothes out, or every other day you put your clothes out, you go to work, and you spend all day worrying about whether it's going to rain. I think eventually that would get to you.
Do you use a dryer?
I do own one.
But you don't use it very often?
Well, look, I try not to.
Do you ever put a laundry load on and then go, man, I hope this doesn't catch on fire, and just spend the next however long it takes worrying about the small statistical chance that it will catch on fire?
I mean, look, yeah, sure. I suppose it's about as no, there's not a 5% chance my dryer's going to catch. It's probably 1 in a million.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still.
Should I? Probably not.
To answer your question, I have a big problem where very often when I leave when I leave my apartment, I walk out and I go, oh, did I close the back door? And I'm already 20 minutes down the road and I'm like, I'm just going to have to...
Oh, you don't go back?
I don't go... Oh, if I sometimes go back...
Okay, I suppose it depends on how far you've gone.
If I'm 5 minutes, I might go back. But often, no. Once I just go, well, if I get robbed, I get robbed. And then I'll spend the morning sort of going, oh, crap. But by the time I get home, I've forgotten that I was worried that the door was open.
I wouldn't have.
You wouldn't do...
No, I would be obsessing all day. I've actually missed trains because of this several times because I used to have to park about a 10-minute walk from the train station. Yeah. And I was always lazy. I'd always get there with 9 minutes before my train showed up. So I'd have to kind of power walk, right? And then I'd lock my car. And this is the thing. I would see it and even hear it lock. I'd get 8 minutes down the road and I'd go, did I lock my car? And then I'd stop. I'd watch the train pull into the station. And then I'd turn around and go back to check. And that probably happened to me 3 times a month.
Right.
Yeah. So yes, I would go back.
Wow.
I've turned around and driven 45 minutes back home to check.
No, I wouldn't, and I would put the washing out with pride. I don't know why, with pride.
With pride? Yeah.
But I would put it out. I wouldn't worry.
Yeah.
Life's too short.
I think it would get to me. I think if I lived in a world where every day somebody said to me, it might rain today. Mm-hmm. It might rain today. I think eventually that would drive me insane.
Right.
I think so.
Well, I'm just wondering, is there any parallel that exists now? You might die today. But I
Sure.
guess people aren't telling you that every day.
The problem with that is I don't care so much.
Ooh.
Is that depressing?
Yes, it is a little. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
we'll move on from that.
Move on.
I haven't got anything else on that one, do you?
No, I've got nothing.
No worries. Here.
Here.
Sorry about that. That break was actually a lot shorter than we thought it would be. So you caught a few seconds of music there.
We're very efficient at breaks.
Look, our breaks are so good, they're over in 30 seconds. The last one was like 3 minutes. I only saw one thing come up.
What was it for? I wasn't...
Oh, well, I had my headphones off.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that was good.
We hope you enjoyed whatever that break was.
Whatever those 10 seconds of music were, I hope those were good. Man, if that's our only snafu, we're doing all right.
But it isn't our only snafu.
What's the next topic, man?
Topic number 4 on the hidden agenda.
Yep.
There are things that I assume all adults know.
Yep.
And that I'm kind of ashamed that there are some that I don't know.
Okay.
And I don't know if I should know them or not.
I already kind of agree with the point you've made, but go on.
Because there's a live feed I've been watching of these falcons, and they're got some eggs at the moment.
Oh, yep.
And they're raising. Well, eventually the eggs will hatch.
They're nursing
them.
them. Yeah.
They're just eggs at the moment. The
Sure.
birds come, they sit on the eggs, and I got to thinking, I don't know how eggs work. And
eggs aren't a complex mechanical device.
no, but specifically, what is the male's job in the egg? I don't know, and I don't know if this is common knowledge that I don't know. But
Well, look, we could be straying into something that may be a little bit inappropriate here, but we're going to try and.
I just want to. I understand a lot of other forms of procreation.
The difference between the egg with the shell and the egg that a human would have, like a human female, is. I'm going to rewind on that. The male's job is to just fertilize the egg.
But when does that happen?
The same way it happens with humans.
Does it?
I'm pretty sure.
Right.
In some form or another. It may not take the same... It may not have the same mechanical...
See, I don't know.
You're making this very hard for me to stay appropriate, Tony.
I don't know whether it happens before or after.
What do you mean before or after? How are you going to get anything into the solid eggshell?
I don't know.
I can tell you with 95% certainty that it happens before the egg comes out of the hen or the falcon.
See, but what'd you say? 95%?
95%.
Not even you are certain.
Look, I'm pretty sure we covered this in school at some point, but I can't remember exactly.
So, and the egg needs to be fertilized in order to...
Be an egg.
To turn into...
The egg... The egg is the output of the fertilization.
No... Well, hang on, what are all these chickens doing?
Now I don't even know what I'm talking about. Yeah, okay,
but
I see your point
are
now.
laying eggs every day without there being any males around. So what's going on with... I'm pretty sure...
There's always... Wait, what? Isn't there usually a rooster in a chicken coop?
Is there?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
I know my grand... bloody...
See, now you're just as confused.
I'm just trying to remember what was in the chicken coop at my grandma's house in Greece. I'm pretty sure they had a rooster.
So
you must have been really busy.
And if you're telling me if you take that rooster out, the egg production stops, there's no more eggs?
I think so.
Okay, are you ashamed that you don't know this?
Yes.
Yes, I am. This is the problem that I have.
Okay, I see your point now.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if so I thought that the eggs just kept coming and that the rooster was there in some capacity to turn it into a hatchable egg. But maybe that's completely wrong.
No, but you can take the egg as soon as it's laid and put it under a heat bulb and it hatches.
I see. I didn't know whether that was all eggs or fertilized eggs.
You can take it straight from the chicken and put... Yeah, okay. All right. I've embarrassed myself in front of not that many people, but... yeah.
But that's just... Yeah, I'm ashamed that I don't know how eggs work. Can you describe to me what a parsnip looks like?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I probably...
because I used to work in produce.
Wow.
I might embarrass myself here, but if I remember correctly, a parsnip looks like a sort of large-ish white carrot.
Isn't it bulbous?
No.
Okay.
It may have bulby bits on it, but in the general shape of it, I'm pretty sure, is something like a carrot.
I thought it had a big bulb. See, I was sort of about to come in here proud that this was knowledge that I used to not have, but has since recently acquired. And your description of the parsnip has now put me into question. What's the one that it's long and it has a bulb at the bottom and it's got like a stalk and it's white?
Sounds like a spring onion.
Is that a turnip? See, I don't know. And I'm ashamed, listeners. I'm ashamed that I don't know.
Yeah, no, I just looked it up here. A parsnip just looks like a white carrot.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you can identify the vegetable I'm thinking of, message in and let me know. But there's just things in general that I feel shameful sometimes when I'm like, well, I don't actually know that.
Yeah, I feel the same way around, like, when you're around somebody that just knows more about it, or like is maybe not necessarily an expert in the field. They're kind of like an amateur expert in the sense that they have an interest in it and they've sort of went and learnt a lot about it. And it's something you previously prided yourself on knowing more than what you thought the general public knew about this particular topic, and then this person just comes and blows you out of the water. And you just feel like an idiot. You just feel super embarrassed or something like that. It's just like, I know the exact feeling, and I can't really pinpoint it. It's something between embarrassed and silly and maybe even a bit angry. Like, I don't know. What is that feeling that you get that? Do you get like a physical feeling from that? Like when you get sort of shut down by someone's not actually calling you out, but just knowing more than you?
I'll sometimes have a thing where someone will say something and I won't think it's right, but they've delivered it with such authority that it's like...
You start questioning your own knowledge.
Well, I don't want to argue because in the chance that I'm wrong...
This guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, but then I look it up and I go, no, I was right.
I should have said something.
Should have said something.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. It's a good one. I think it's very relatable.
Very relatable.
But I think the flip side is possibly more relatable.
Which is?
The flip side is when you go into a conversation, you come in real hot with a fact, and it is completely wrong, right? But like, you were certain you were right, you've read it somewhere, you've had other people tell you. It happens a lot with old wives' tales and things like that, right? Like, you get a bruise, put butter on it, whatever, things like that, right? You come in with something and you go, bam, this is the thing. And then someone goes, well, why don't you explain that to us? You don't have an explanation. You've just committed it to your memory as a fact, right? And then someone turns around and goes, well, here's all the reasons that is not true. And then they explain to you. So it would be like if I said to someone, rub some butter on a bruise and it goes away. And they say, well, how does that work? Like, in what possible universe does that make sense? Right? And you go, well, I don't know, but it's, my grandmother said it works. And every time I've done it seems to have done something. And they go, well, here's exactly why rubbing butter on a bunch of burst blood vessels is going to do absolutely nothing for them. That shutdown, that's a bad one.
I've often had this thought. I don't know. I concern myself. Probably I spend too much time coming up with contingency plans on if I ever get thrown backwards in time and how I'm going to survive. It's not a scenario that's ever going to occur, but
that's interesting.
But I often
think... But then again, you are an interesting man.
That is one way to describe it. But one of the things I think about is, like, you know calculus.
Yeah.
And if you were
and
if you were thrust back into pre-calculus history, you could demonstrate integrals and differentials.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yes,
but the thing is, the people back then wouldn't just accept that; they would want to see first-order proofs of everything.
Of course, yeah.
And I don't feel
I couldn't do that.
I couldn't do that. I could come up and say this is accurate and real.
Yeah.
But I can't
explain why.
As to why.
I think I could probably still do a derivative from first principles, but everything else, no. Not a chance.
Yeah, but they were very, like, because people, I'm sure, Galileo said the Earth is not the center of the universe. And he had a hell of a time arguing with people to suggest that was the case.
Exactly. Yeah, and
so just because you go to someone with the
he
correct
got a lot
answer,
of hell from the church too.
Yeah, but because you go to someone with the correct answer doesn't mean that everyone's going to believe it.
That's true.
And I think if we, with our modern knowledge, got thrust backwards in time, no one would want a bar of the correct.
Oh no, they'd
answers.
think we were in. Well, actually, we'd probably just be burned for witchcraft if we went far back enough. It's just, you go into the Middle Ages and start, you go into the Middle Ages with some penicillin into the middle of the Black Death. You give that to somebody, they're going to go, yeah, nice cure, but you're obviously a witch. And they're just going to burn you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's not good.
I do that. Actually, funnily enough, the contingency plans for going back in time, I don't maybe do contingency plans as such, but I find myself very often, and particularly when I'm watching documentaries about ancient history, going like, man, I wonder if I went back to, the sacking of like Thebes or something, back in with Alexander the Great. What if I just went back there with like a cache full of AK-47s? What? Who knows what would happen, right?
You'd have to reload eventually and then, speared.
I'm pretty sure they would have done enough damage even with just one magazine each in the entire army. But, I just like getting into these fantastical scenarios.
Right.
Where I just what if I went back in time and did this or saw that or got involved in this? And then, of course, I'd probably just end up altering the course of human history forever, creating a paradox.
Isn't that interesting that we think about going back in time and altering the course of human history forever? But no one ever thinks about that we're doing that in the present.
Yeah, no, we are.
I don't give a rat's ass that I am right now altering the course of human history.
If you weren't here, this show wouldn't have existed.
Yes, yeah. And I don't know, one of you listeners might have gone out and done something with your lives.
Yeah. Instead of listening to us prattle on about giving AK-47s to ancient armies and bad taps.
Yeah. But, no. This is me altering the course of history for good or probably for bad.
For neutral. Let's call it for neutral. Let's not say that people listening to this is bad on our first episode.
Okay. No, that's a fair point.
But yeah.
I don't have much more to say.
No,
I'm ashamed sometimes at what I don't know.
Yes, I feel like I should know more things. I constantly feel like I should know more things. That's a bit of a problem for me.
But it's just things that you just sort of assume.
Particularly when somebody you didn't expect to know knows. Like if somebody came and said, gave you, even if it was just some basic facts about the gestation of those falcons that you're watching the live stream of, right? But they were the kind of person that you never expected to know about it, your brain would just go, well, if they know, I really should know.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that makes it even worse. But I reckon that's about it for that one.
That's about it?
Yeah. Here. Oi, we timed it then.
Ooh.
Item number 5.
And this has to last 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the clock on the wall, and we have to get 15 minutes out of this.
Unless there's some interesting comments that we could read.
Break into some freestyle improv comedy?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the thing about town meetings, is they don't feel obligated to fill
the time. Yeah.
Mrs. Miggins, can you talk about the speed humps a bit longer, please?
We've got to get the hour. Yeah. We're paying for the room for the hour. We're paying for the hall for the hour. If we don't fill it up, then the taxpayer's paying for an empty room.
Yes. Yeah. Just go on and on about the speed hump.
Yeah, but Miss Higgins will find an hour on speed humps, though.
Will she?
Yeah. She will. If she's showing up to a council meeting to talk about speed humps, she absolutely will find an hour to talk about them.
Yeah, that's probably true.
But item number 5 is how much time needs to pass since the last time you saw a friend of yours, not a very close friend, but someone you know reasonably well, before it would be legitimate for you to say, oh, hey, it's been a while. What is that amount of time for you? Because I've actually had people call me out on this before.
What, as in you've said it and they felt it was too early?
Yeah. Two times so far. Recently, in the last few months, they've been like, oh, it hasn't been that long.
And how long had it been?
Like 3 weeks.
That is short.
Yeah,
that's short.
3-4 weeks, something like that.
No.
I don't know, but it was somebody that I used to see, once every week or two.
It's been a while I'd say at least multiple months.
Is it?
2 or more months is a while.
But wouldn't it also depend on how frequently you generally see that person?
No.
Really?
No.
So you're telling me that if you had a friend that you would generally see every day or every other day, and then you didn't see him for a week, you wouldn't say it's been a while?
I would not.
I think you're wrong.
I would wait. I think 2 months is the minimum for it's been a while.
But if you haven't seen your friend in 2 months that you were previously seeing every day, he's going to think you're dead.
Not necessarily. It depends on the circumstances. I'm off to England for 2 months.
Oh, that's different. I'm not talking about you disappeared. We're talking about a situation where you basically didn't bother to make time for each other.
Well, I still stand by 2 months. And
how did you get to 2? You got to get another 13 minutes out of this. So how did you get...
Let me tell you how I arrived at... No, I don't know.
It begins 10 years ago, yeah.
Once I hadn't seen someone for a while, and I don't know, just 2 months feels...
See, for me, it's less about an actual time period and more about a feeling. And which is why it relates to how often I would generally see that person.
Would you... Okay, but you must have had hell then coming back from, like, school holidays...
Yeah.
Bumping into everyone and just saying, it's been a while. Oh, Bob, it's been a while. Hey, Sally, it's been a while.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Judy, I haven't seen you for a while. Hey, Fred, it's
hey
been
guys,
a while.
this thing that happened that forced us apart for a few weeks, it's been a while. I mean, look, I guess I just implied it when I came back from school holidays.
So why can't you imply it after a 2-3 week?
It's a polite thing to say. It's the kind of like, I wish I could have seen you more, like I'm glad to see you again. It's a pleasantry. It's a platitude. It's not anything real.
It's 2 months. That's what it is.
I still don't understand 2 months.
Well, because anything less, I don't know. We're all busy people now.
2 months is a weird interval. Why not 3?
It's too long. No, well, three falls within 2 or 3.
Is there an upper bound? Is there a point at where you go from a while to like ages?
It's been ages.
It's been ages? Is that more than 6 months? More than a year? As you can see, we discussed the hard topics here.
I know, I don't know, but I know the next level up from that is Hello Stranger. Once you
Nah, I disagree completely.
You disagree?
Nah, Hello Stranger is, I think, it could work in that situation, but actually the situation I said before, where someone you would regularly see all the time, if you don't see them for even just a few days, Hello Stranger is like a nice way to break the ice.
I disagree, but I have nothing to back that up with.
Hang on, is Hello Stranger really longer than It's Been Ages?
I think so.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think Hello Stranger falls between It's Been a While and It's Been Ages.
I guess I don't feel passionate enough to argue with you, so I'll let you have that. About...
Do you not care about correct greetings, Tony?
No, I don't know. It's just looking at the clock.
When you say I'm not passionate enough to argue with you and we still have 10 minutes to go, that's a problem for me, Tony. I actually have I have some more points here, don't worry.
Well, okay, maybe we should... I don't know. I just feel that it's been a while, is 2 months or more. We're busy people.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, at what point does, like, let's hang out change to let's catch up? Because people will say...
Yeah, true.
Hey,
that's a good point.
Let's catch up.
Catch up is kind of like you've got things to catch up on, right? It's been a while. Some significant amount of time, yeah.
It's been a while, so let's catch up.
Those must align then.
Yes.
I like that point.
But
I don't buy 2 months.
At what point do you say to someone, we need to catch up? Oh, we should catch up.
You know what? If it was someone that I saw a lot, it would still be within a matter of weeks. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. We might have to duke this one out at some point.
Well, do we need a poll? Can we get a poll going? Can people message in?
Oh, don't be springing polls on me now. I got to.
Do we have the technology?
Yeah. Look. Hey, if anyone has any opinions on what amount of time has to pass before you would be able to legitimately say to someone, "It's been a while."
Let's catch up.
Leave a comment. And if we see it, we'll throw it in. But I'm going to extend this now.
Right. Please do.
Yeah, I'm going to extend this now because this happened to me just a few days ago at work. I was going to lunch, and my colleague of mine obviously just kind of said, what are you getting for lunch? And I said, I feel like I'll get, KFC today. It's been a while, right?
So just a few weeks since you'd had KFC.
Well, here's the thing, is I feel differently about this one.
Right.
Because he then turns to me and said, but you had KFC last week. And I said, if KFC wouldn't have killed me by now, I'd be eating it every day. So for me, that's a while.
But it hasn't killed you by now.
But because I haven't actually been eating it at that rate.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, to me, like something, because that's a lot less significant than meeting a friend of yours, right? Like, if there's something, a while ago is just some indeterminate amount of time. It's just like, if you can't remember exactly when it was, then it was a while. So he said to me last week, it could have been Monday, it could have been Tuesday. I don't remember, therefore it was a while ago.
So you're saying that the forgetful time, the distance between events for the forgetful is a lot longer.
Yes, well, yeah, time passes way faster for people that forget things.
It's been a while. I can't remember when.
6 hours ago,
6
buddy.
hours ago.
Yeah.
When did I put that roast in the oven? It's been a while.
Well.
The roast is burnt.
But, yeah, well... It's been there for 3 weeks.
It's been slow roasting well longer than it should have.
Yeah, or we could even apply it to other things, like for people that don't go to the movies very often, for example.
Right.
Someone invites you to a movie, and you say something like, oh, it's been a while since I went to the movies. How long ago is that?
I don't go to I probably see like 3 movies a year.
I probably see 3 movies a year as well.
So I'm not very far off that if you only see 1 film a year. But, it's just... It's been your while is... You put it too short.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe my life is so jam-packed, so action-packed, that the distance between events feels longer than it must do in your life.
Is that true?
100% false.
Yeah.
I have spent almost all of my downtime in the last 4 months doing nothing but watching like documentaries and TV and nothing else.
Right.
Which you would think would make time feel a lot slower. But I've been doing all right so far. I don't know how long I can keep it up, but I've been doing okay. We've actually got a relevant comment here from my cousin.
All right.
My cousin in Greece, Mitso. He says, for someone that we see several times a week, 1 week would be enough to say it's been a while.
It's too short. People... All you need is like...
I think you just hate your friends.
No, you just... Because 1 week is just, 7 nights of activities. But it's not even... So you only need like 3 nights. They need 3 nights on the different nights. It's not that much. Like... It's just a very small amount of time.
I don't know. I'm completely with him on this. It's just... It depends completely on how often.
Well, you would be. He's backing your point up.
Yes,
you would be crazy not to be with him on this.
Yeah.
That would be very foolish.
That would be quite silly.
Yes. So, but hang on, but read one out that's backing mine up. Then read out one of my supporters.
We're gonna go quiet for a few minutes while I look for a comment that doesn't exist here.
Just what's one of the ones that have sort of explained eggs or.
And what do you know? There's no comment on anything about what you've said so far.
Well, okay. No, I don't know. It's been a while.
It's been a while, man. Next week...
So are you going to tell me every week when we come in here...
I was just about to say that.
To do this show, you're going to tell me it's been a while?
Yes.
I'm not going... I will tell you now I'm not reciprocating.
Okay, no, actually, no, you know what? I won't. But if we miss a recording week, or if we have to do a pre-recorded show 1 week, when we come back the second week, I will.
Even then, that's not that long.
Yeah, well...
I don't even say it's been a while if I haven't seen my parents for like a couple of months. I say, hello, how are you?
If I haven't spoken to... And sorry, Mum, but if I haven't spoken to my mother in like 5 days, she calls up thinking I'm dead, going, I haven't heard from you in so long. I'm like, Mum, I spoke to you on Monday. It's Saturday.
It took my mother a month to send me the secret "Are you dead?" message. It was really... It said... I can't remember what it said. Something like, hey, how are you? What's going on? And I replied, are you checking that I'm still alive? So that was a month.
So that means one of two things. Your mum really trusts you to look after yourself, or my mum really doesn't trust me to look after myself. Mm-hmm. Those are the only two options.
Well, it could be more that my mum... she has a higher... I don't know, she can just wait longer, or...
She has a higher tolerance?
She doesn't get scared as easily.
Doesn't get scared as easily. Yeah, okay.
I don't know, maybe.
Okay. You're selling it, but I'm not buying it. So, I don't know.
Oh,
but I I don't think I've got much else to say on that, to be honest.
No, I really ran out of things to say about that.
Probably a couple of minutes ago, to be honest. But, and actually my cousin just says, that's just because your mum is Greek, though, which is 100% true. So, yeah. That's it for the topics. Here on that one.
Here.
And I suppose we don't really have any other business because this is the first live show.
Yes. So we got nothing, no other. My Windows crashed, so I don't know.
So you can't even see the comments?
I've got nothing.
My mouse responding. Yeah. We've got, all right, here's one comment that's interesting. Why is Fresh Radio above their logo if it's called Radio Fresh? Thanks for that.
That is an interesting question. Because the URL is Radio Fresh.
Yeah, I've also been tangled up in. I've actually, in about 5 minutes into the show, I rolled over the headphone cable, and I don't know if you noticed me trying to hop the seat off it at some point. I think the station is called Fresh Radio, but the URL is Radio Fresh, probably because Fresh Radio was already taken, I'd say.
.com.au?
Who knows, man? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I can't explain it.
Right.
But I reckon we could probably get away with closing the show 2.5 minutes early. What do you reckon?
Nah, we got to fill the time. Mrs. Miggins, she filled up the time with the speed hump. We should all take an example from Mrs. Miggins.
Yeah.
What's your any?
You started it. You finish it, man. I'm not going to do this for you.
Yeah. So no, I'm good.
Here.
Here.
I can fix this for you. That's all from us today. This week, ladies and gentlemen.
We're going to get slicker over time.
We're going to get better at this, we promise.
Oh, yes.
Yes. But I'm Thanasi.
I'm Tony.
And this has been The Hidden Agenda.
Ta-ta.
Thank you very much.